everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Debugger. So here we are today to solve the yesterday daily history of the LeetCode, which is the find the highest altitude. So it is the easy level question in the LeetCode, and we will try to solve this question in the best manner. So the question is, there is a biker going on a road trip. The road trip consists of n plus 1 point, and where n is the size of this array. Okay. So the biker start his trip on the point 0, and the altitude at point 0 will be 0 always. Okay. You are also driven an integer array gain of length n, where gain I is the net gain between the altitude of points I and the I plus 1. So understand this first. So this is the example which we will use to understand this question. Okay. So we have given the net gain array is minus 5, 1, 5, 0 and the minus 7. And the size of this array is 5. So the total points will be 5 plus 1 equals to 6. So suppose this is the first point. Okay. This is the first point here, and we know that the altitude at first point is 0. Okay. So what will be the altitude of second point? We know that when the biker goes from this point to the second point, the net gain between this minus 5. So the altitude at second minus altitude at first point is equal to net gain between these points. Okay. So we don't know the second altitude, but we know about the first altitude, which is 0, and net gain is minus 5. The second altitude will be minus 5 plus 0, it means minus 5. So the vital goes from here to this second point, which is at minus 5 altitude. And again, when the vital goes from second point to the third point, the altitude will be first one. So here it is third, and it is second. So the third, and we know this value now, so it is minus 5, not 0. And the what will be the net gain? So here we write this again. So third minus of minus 5 will be 1. So the third altitude will be 1 minus 5, which is minus 4. So the vital goes up from the here. The third point will be here, which will be at minus 4 altitude. So we can find for the other points altitude as well. So we know that the 0th point altitude will be 0. The 0th point altitude will be 0. The second point altitude will be minus 5. Third point altitude will be minus 4. And the fourth point altitude will be when the vital goes from this point to the fourth point, the net gain is 5. So how we can find this? Minus 4 plus 5. So the fourth point altitude will be 1. And again the vital goes from fourth to fifth point, the net gain is 0. It means it is at the same altitude. So again 1. And again when the vital goes from the fifth point to the sixth point, it gains the net gain as minus 7. It means it is going downside. So minus 7 plus 1 will be minus 6. Here it will be minus 6. So the formula for each point altitude will be, suppose be the altitude of ith plus 1 point will be net gain between this point plus altitude of ith point. Okay. So we will use this formula to solve this question. So now we will write this code. So we know the size of the drain array, net drain array. So total points will be n plus 1. Okay, and the current value of, so we will create a vector as altitude, which size will be total, and we know that lt of first point, which is at index 0, is 0, and for the second and so on. Altitude of ith point will be net gain of I minus 1 plus lt at I minus 1. So we have to find the maximum altitude here. Okay, so the end answer will be 0, and we will try iterate over this altitude array now. Answer will be maximum of answer of an IT. So here we can directly return answer now. So you can see this is successfully completed, and the time complexity will be O of n, and space also O of n, but we can also optimize this solution to the O of 1 space complexity. So I hope you like this solution. Please subscribe and like my video.